the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. The City of Freeport Council relocating to new quarters on West Mall Drive at the Pride from Manor building. According to Chief Councilor Kendall Comer, the new office area will allow officers to effectively meet residential and organizational needs.
We are here to serve the public with all their needs. All of the parks are up and functional. Our staff are back on the road every day, taking care of the parks and maintenance. And once again, we're going to reach out to the public to help us maintain the parks. You know, we have a staff that goes out and clean up, but it will help everybody if the public uses the disposable trash bins. And please stop using the parks as a dumping ground. And once again, the City of Freeport Council is here to serve the public, and we are now located at the Pride from Manor.
Comer says since the pandemic, many residents reach out to the Freeport City Council seeking assistance.
We've had a lot of requests from churches who want to actually use the park for church services. I guess some of their churches are too small and they want a more large open area. A lot of requests from vendors wanting to set up shop and what's not on the park, and that's something that we're looking into to try help persons in the community to get the economy up and going. But on and all, it's just a general normal business here. For instance, Coral Reef, they have a neighborhood watch program where they meet monthly meetings within the community and discuss what's going on. And I met with a resident of Pioneers Loop, Barrington Mackey, and he and I were discussing doing that in the loops. But with the pandemic now and the social distancing is making it a lot difficult. But as soon as we get to some normalcy, we want to do more social activities and joining the communities together and becoming one. And we want a village to raise a kid.
An organization for young women aspiring to pageantry giving back to persons in need crowned her and crowned him production company, distributing 200 hot meals along with gallons of water in several communities throughout Grand Bahama. Rumiko Knowles has more.
The teen organization president and director Dominic Russell says due to the global pandemic, he felt the need to host a food drive as there are many persons today who are going without. He says it was a heartwarming experience.
It was a bittersweet moment. I was happy to see that people were getting things that they need, but it also was very warm to my heart to see that even some of my friends and some of our fellow pageant girls, we were going by their houses and they actually needed stuff, to the point where there was a lady, she had kids in her house, and we were giving her meat and she couldn't even accept it because she don't even have a fridge to put the meat inside. So that right there was a lot for us.
A touching experience according to Miss Teenager Bahamas Universe 2018, Kristen Rule, and organization member Dejanelle Dixon.
We didn't even realize that so many people are going through so many things. We expected that what we had would have been enough, but now we realize that, it's time to do more because more people need. At one point, it was really heartbreaking because it was people who we knew, people who we called sisters as well, pageant sisters as well.
There are so many Bahamians that are in need, and going to the homes and seeing how much children are there, sometimes we would give one bag of chicken and we realize, no, they need way more than that. And you have families there who just wait for organizations like this to come together to show up and do things for them. So I think this is an eye-opening experience. I wish that we have more people to come along and help us so we can make a bigger project to give back to the community.
Russell giving thanks to all those persons coming on board as sponsors and adds that he plans to have his girls continue to engage in efforts such as the food drive as the need is great.
Teens are actually doing something. It's not all about them stealing, or right now, I don't know what's going on. We have teenagers that are committing suicide. We have teenagers that are now killing each other, so I just want people to see that women, men and women, young men and women are trying to still do something to show people that there are still good teenagers in the world and in the Bahamas.
Rumiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
And finally, in news tonight, the Northern Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists is mourning the loss of former President Pastor Hugh Roach, who passed away 1 week ago. The late Pastor Roach is being remembered by those who loved him as a humble man of God whose contributions will be lasting and who will be greatly missed. Jamila Mizik reports.
He was a man of many accolades, but his humility was admirable. That, according to President of the North Bahamas Conference of Seventh-day Adventists, Pastor Eric Danny Clark, as he remembers former President, the late Pastor Hugh Roach. Reflecting on the life and legacy of Pastor Roach, Pastor Clark says they've had a long-lasting relationship and share many fond memories.
Pastor Roach was one of those persons that you can talk to about anything at any time. He always seemed to have time for people. When I reflect on my own connections with him, Pastor Roach was our family pastor. And so he prayed for me as a baby. He dedicated myself. He conducted my baptism at the age of 12. He conducted my pre-marital counseling when I was about to get married, and he conducted my wedding. In addition to that, he did the same thing for my children.
Not only has Pastor Roach made his mark in ministry, he's made a notable impact in Bahamian society as well.
He served in government as far as being the chaplain for the Senate and the House of Assembly on 2 occasions as well. And then he has just allowed his mark to be felt at Sandilands. He is the chair of the Sandilands board as well, you know. And in ministry for me, when I began ministry almost 40 years ago, Pastor Roach was the president at the time who employed myself and so many other pastors.
He's described as a dedicated man who was very family-oriented and had a love for education.
He had this incredible ability just to spend 5 minutes with you, and you would think that he spent an hour with you because he was into you. He just loved people. Every time he calls you, you know what he would do? He would ask about every member of your family. Even when Pastor Roach was in the hospital this time, and I'm calling to check on him, Pastor Roach wants to know all of your children, where they, how they doing, and all of that. And he's in the hospital, man. I'm saying this is just incredible, you know? And he was just that kind of a person. We loved him. We appreciate him. For the Adventist Church, we salute him. It's going to be our own type of state funeral, if you please, because of the role that he played. He served as a minister for more than 50 years, and he was the pastor's pastor, right? He was just that. He was an evangelist. He sold. He believed in education. He wanted everybody to have an education.
Pastor Roach leaves behind his wife of 59 years, his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren, and Pastor Clark says he will be greatly missed.
His sermons were incredible. He had a tact, like I said. He had wisdom. He knew how to reach even the child, right? Powerful sermons, not long, and we were able to say, man, I've gotten so much from this sermon, you know? So he was that kind of person that lived by example. So there are things that he's done that you will never forget, right? Some of it small, some of it seemingly meaningless, but it has a profound impact on the Bible.
Now, Dr. Hugh Roach passed away at his home in New Providence on September 3rd, surrounded by those who loved him. He was 84 years old. Jamila Mizik, ZNS Network News.